IT is and how complex its mechanisms of operations are, it is easy for some groups to be denied their due or marginalized in one way or the other. This is why it is very necessary that the students of this university have a voice that is firm, strong, focused, and committed to the task of advocating for the students' welfare within and without the confines of the university. The National Union of Ghana Students was established specifically to represent the interests and welfare of students in this country. And this success will continue to grow exponentially in the years to come when we have strong voices and determined mindsets to continue to maintain and improve upon the standards set by the status quo. You need a leader, not just any leader, but a leader who has local Nugs at heart. The chair. It is so unbecoming of a great institution as ours that many students are very unaware of the activities or indeed even of the existence of local Nugs. The first positive change I plan to make is one I like to call the local Nugs at your doorstep. To seal the gap between students and the secretariat that exists solely for their welfare, there is going to be a digital system where the products and services of the union will be made available even in our portals so that students can remotely access any initiative that the local Nugs secretariat brings on board, even at the comfort of their various residences or wherever they find themselves on campus. There is no reason why an information on scholarships and student loans should not reach the ears of every student in this school. This will also include a feedback mechanism where students can send their grievances and suggestions for better evaluations and assessments, enabling the secretariat to know the concerns of students in real time. We will make that happen. I plan to increase vocational and entrepreneurial skills development avenues by bringing in resource personnel to provide hands-on training and advices on how to make it in the big world of business. As the local Nugs, it is our job to prepare you, the students, for the real world that is fast approaching, so that you can earn a living with or without your degree certificates after school. And this will not only be limited to university students, but the basic and secondary schools within our immediate reach as well. Ladies and gentlemen, in an attempt to improve upon the health and sanitation of our environment, I plan to contribute to health and sanitation by collaborating with the SRC, the Metropolitan Assembly, and other stakeholders concerned with student welfare to embark on health screening, health educational programs, and clean-up campaigns to check issues of flooding in our diaspora communities. I also plan to collaborate with the SRC to utilize resources at hand to intensify security mechanisms and carry out various projects that will reform the security standards of some parts of our university when there need be. Understand the need for documentation, which is why I will work to ensure that the application processes of national documents like birth certificates, passports, national health insurance cards, and other relevant documents will be accelerated for students by bringing the processing closer and more efficiently managed in terms of cost. We will save time and reduce stress for all our students. Last but definitely not least, the traditional halls of this institution house only a small amount of the overall number of students in UCC. All these other students seek external accommodations, and it is our duty to look into these alternatives, avenues, and regulate them, at least in a way that students' interests will be protected, especially for our first-year students. Whether on financial, legal, or utility basis, we are very passionate about the environments which you are expected to live in and study on campus. The time for change is now. Choose wisely and support a candidate committed to your welfare and growth. I, Joshua Odum Texan, is ready to lead us to a better future, for our voice is our future. Let us embrace the change we seek. As Barack Obama once said, change will not happen if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change we wish to seek. A luta continua, Victoria Asceta. The struggle continues and victory is certain. Vote for Texan as your next local Nugs president, number 1 on the ballot. Thank you very much.
Hello. Right, so we just heard from Joshua Odum Texan, who is vying for the local Nugs presidency position. he appears to be the only candidate so far who has been within time. Yeah. So maybe a round of applause for him for that. Are there any questions, clarifications on the manifesto that he just read? Okay. So Joshua, there appears there are no questions or clarifications on what you just read. We shall move on to the second candidate for the local Nugs presidency position in the person of Daniel Kwejo Gomli, with a teaser Team Gomli and number 2 on the ballot paper. Shall we invite him with a round of applause? Daniel Kwejo Gomli, Team Gomli, number 2 on the ballot. Daniel, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So you have 5 minutes to present your manifesto to us.
Good morning, colleagues. Albert Einstein once said, life is like riding a bicycle. And for you to stay focused and balanced, you ought to keep moving. Mr. Chairman, colleague students, co-aspirants, indefatigable media, ladies and gentlemen. Today, it does not only mark a milestone in our life, but also it's a threshold of another era, where elegant leaders are going to be elected, placed at offices to become agents of change. Thus, I, Daniel Kwejo Gomli, a level 400 pure physics student, I feel highly elated and thrilled to stand before you as a dedicated and passionate leader who is ready to unlock the potential of this great institution. Mr. Chairman, when perseverance is imperative, you don't have to hesitate. That is why I move straight forward to outline some plans, a plethora of plans in my manifesto. These plans will go a long way to transform the fortune of the student environment and beyond. Hence the ATM policy, the two-factor advantage. The A simply means academic checked. The A also means that accommodation issues checked. T means top student entrepreneur of the year checked. Then M also means that medical exercise and its related issues also checked, aka checked. Right, now, accommodation, how? How do I want to tackle accommodation in my own small way? We will come up with an app called the Nugs app. This app will have all the hostels in town so that you only sit in the comfort of your zone, you download the app and you are good to go. Now, top student entrepreneur of the year. A leader must have foresight and must be willing to plan for the future and create an enabling environment for students to thrive. Over the vacation, I have been working on some funds that will support my bid to helping students. And this fund is growing rapidly. It is my prayer that when I am given the nod to become the local Nugs president, this is what I will do with the fund. From time to time, we'll invite students to tell us beautiful stories about their art. For instance, if you can braid hair, if you are good at making soap or sobolo, but you don't have startup capitals, we will organize a convo and invite you for a questioning. Once you are able to convince us, you are able to walk away with a whipping cash, a colossal amount of 5 times Ghana cedis and above. This money is already in the fund, growing. We don't have to come and be giving excuses. Those who will be participating will be given certificates of participation. By so doing, we can also use that certificate to apply for scholarship. Now, medical exercise. We have to move away from old way of doing things and move to the new. Now, university is the best university. University of Cape Coast is the best university in Ghana and beyond. So we ought to have been the pace setters. I don't see the reason why we should always continue to mount unnecessary pressure on the health facility. go from long hours of queue just in the name of medical examination. You travel all the way from SRC, for instance, you are not so sure, you meet the doctor, you come back confused. This is the way to go. If you vote for Gomli, number 2 on the ballot screen as local Nugs president, who will liaise, work hand in hand, advocate on your behalf, so that the process will be decentralized. It will be done on cluster basis. By so doing, all are good to go. Now, timetable. We've realized that we are able to access our timetables, examination timetables in our portal. In the same vein, we will liaise for you, talk on your behalf, and make sure that our class timetables also find themselves in our portal. By so doing, should you not come to school due to any unforeseen circumstance, you can follow events and follow prompt. If a corn's eye will grow bigger, it starts from germination. I have been serving all my life. For instance, when I was in Peki College of Education, I was the SRC General Secretary, and it was during my tenure that we had an ultramodern notice board. Yours is to sit in the comfort of your room, type the activities of the week. Yours is when you are moving to class, you just look at your left and you know the activities ongoing. When I was in Swakopwe Senior High, I served as a dining hall prefect, and discipline was the order of the day. When I was in Christmisako Community School, I served as a school prefect. Discipline was the order of the day. Even in primary, I was the CEO. I was born a leader, I am a leader, and I will continue to be a leader. I only need the opportunity. The time is now. It is the only goal in the milli and the only milli in the goal. Your gomli, my gomli, our gomli. Come 27th, I beseech you, look no further. Look no further. Look no further than gomli, and your life will never be the same. Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
Shall we clap for him one more time? I'm trying to remember the last thing that he said. Your gomli, my gomli, our gomli. Wow. So we heard from Daniel Gomli with a teaser, Team Gomli, contesting for the local Nugs presidency portfolio, and he's number 2 on the ballot paper. Any questions, clarifications on the manifesto that he's read? Okay, I can see a hand up, so you can come up the podium and then ask your question. The floor is open for 3 students to ask questions. So if there are any other 2, you can also come up the podium. Thank you. So let's know your name, your program, and then the question can follow. Hello.
Hello, good morning. My name is Denis Sasamwadeche, studying Bachelor of Science in Economics. I've listened to all that you said.
Hello.
But I never heard you saying something about students with disabilities. So as a local Nugs president, what do you have for students with disabilities?
All right. Thank you very much. Students with disability. Local Nugs president, you are supposed to serve as the external officer. You think outside the box and bring comfort to students. So this is the plan I have for students of disability. For instance, with the top student entrepreneur of the year, every student who will be part of the convo, who unfortunately is a student of disability, is already qualified for the 5,000 Ghana cedis. Because I told you earlier that it is a fund I have established that is growing appreciably. So the 5,000 for the student is already checked, and it is still growing. For a student of disability to have the courage to appear before a panel for a contest, it's a very high level of courage. So I will make that 5,000 available for that student. That is one. Then number two, academics. And apart from academics, I've realized that whenever souvenirs are being shared to students, those students have to be left at the mercy of traveling, walking all the way from their house. I will help the SRC to advocate so that those students are identified, and then we should rather serve them by sending, for instance, if it is Lacoste, we send it to the house, we look for those students and give it to them. By so doing, they will also feel part of the society. Thank you very much.
Any more questions or clarification for Gomli? Okay. If there are no more questions or clarification, then thank you very much, Gomli. We wish you all the best. We move on to the third contestant for the local Nugs presidency portfolio. Shall we invite Stanley Echo Sunkwa Aqua with the teaser Mark Stan and number 3 on the ballot to do his presentation.
The chair permits me to stand on the already established protocol even as I articulate. All times and high in this room today, I stand before you today not just as a candidate, but as one of you, a student who has felt same struggles, shared the same dreams, and have walked the same path in the University of Cape Coast here campus for the past 6 years. Yes, 6 years. My name is Mark Stan. And my heart beats with fervent desire to see each one of us grow, overcome challenges, and seize the opportunity that lies ahead of us. In these turbulent times, we need more than just a leader. We need a friend, an advocate, and most of all, a warrior for our collective rights and well-being. Especially that warrior who can put up the school's future on elevation at the National Union of Ghana Students Central Committee Meeting Board, who can stand as a warrior and push candidates for national elections for UCC and they win. I am here to be that person for you. There is a revolution, and there must be a system that must be set in place to welcome this revolution. That's how we set up the local news representation in every hall in our administration, and the volunteers in the diaspora. And our vision is to ensure that every student, no matter where they reside, will have the link to local news. Therein, we are going to implement by this administration by appointing dedicated representatives in every hall and off-campus locations to address concerns, to relay important information, and to run the administration with you and for you, since you're a volunteer. Beyond your vote is a revolution. Align now. We are number 3. The new scholarship protocol team is one thing we are also looking forward. They are going to make sure that higher education is accessible to all, regardless of your financial background. I know where I'm coming from, and it's a policy dear to my heart. And the implementation is going to take up by establishing a dedicated team to identify scholarship opportunities, take us through in our application process, and we come into advocate for scholarship programs for governmental and non-governmental organizations. And imagine a picture where UCC has no financial barriers, no longer holding you back, and where your potential is not limited by the wallet, by food, or by ambitions. This is the Nugs we need. Beyond your vote, it's a revolution. Align now. We are number 3. With the students' life insurance policy, we believe the SRC is doing well, but I can't say goes. Now I'm not the one saying coin. That means much of fishes don't spoil the soup. Our vision is to provide a safety net for students in times of unforeseen circumstances. Therein, we are partnering with reputable insurance companies I have already started an informal communication with. We are going to offer affordable life insurance policies tailored to the unique needs of students. And the impact is to think about the peace of mind that will bring to you and loved ones around you. In moments of crisis, knowing that you are protected can make a difference and allowing you to pursue your goals without fear or panic. Beyond your vote is a revolution. Align now. We are number 3. The Entrepreneurship Summit and certifying participants is one thing we envision to empower students with skills and knowledge to become successful entrepreneurs. For all you know, a Kunfi Jew started from alcohol. And the implementation is to organize regular entrepreneurship summits featuring the industry experts, workshops, and hand-on trainings with certificates to these participants. Envisioning a campus buzzing with innovation, where ideas are born and nurtured. Where you have the tools and knowledge to turn your dreams into reality. This is the local Nugs we want. Beyond your vote is a revolution. Align now. We are number 3. The study abroad fair and student visa application support is one thing we intend to do. We are taking this bold step after organizing study abroad fairs to get you students on that right roadmap after you acquire your passport and birth certificate from local Nugs. The student visa application process is one thing we intend to intensify. I'll be very grateful because of time for a question to come. How is this going to work? Beyond your vote is a revolution. Align now. We are number 3. Additional policies we are bringing on board is the mental health and well-being initiatives. And we seek to implement this on advocating for high use of counseling centers. The mentorship club is one thing we are never going to get at our disadvantage. And we are going to inculcate inclusive and equitable education, where vision is to ensure every student has equal access to education. And we are going to advocate for promotion of inclusivity, such as accessible learning materials for students with disability and creating platforms for diverse voices to be heard. Fellow students, this year, tomorrow, God willing, universities are having their handing over for Nugs, and UCC has state representation out of the top four portfolios. That means we can stand the verge of revolutionizing, and we need to link that rightful local Nugs president to make all this in reality. I'm not ignorant of whatever Nugs Nationals does, and with this, we are going to accord and put these policies together with them and make it happen. Beyond your vote, it's a revolution. Align now, we're number 3. Aluta continua, Victoria Seta. God bless us all. Thank you so much for your attention.
That was Stanley Eko Sunkwa Aqua with a teaser Max Stan, number 3 on the ballot. Any question, clarification on the manifesto that he's read? Okay, so can you come down to where the podium is? The floor is open for 3 students, so if there are any other 2, you can equally join. Let's give her a round of applause even as she comes down, so that she can take her time and walk up.
Hello, please.
Right, can you come up the podium to where Max Stan is? Let's know your name, your registration number, and then your question.
Okay, so my name is Agnita Cromwell, and then I would like to ask Stanley, how should we expect the revolution you are preaching about?
Thank you so much. So her question is, how should we expect the revolution I'm talking about? So over the years on the Nugs conversation table, this is what happens. The moment your people are in that of the top 5 portfolios of Nugs Nationals, there are more lobbying that can come into your favor, like the Kwame Tex, UNE, and the University of Ghana. That was how the people got into office, and they changed the narrative of their local Nugs. For all you know, majority of students don't know what local Nugs is about. The moment you talk about local Nugs, the only reasons they are going to give you is programs, passport, and birth cert. But we believe after our policies of fixing local Nugs rep in the horse and the diaspora as volunteers, the moment you align Max Stan to these people who are already going to be in office at the topmost portfolios, we are connecting to getting a lot from them. And again, we are getting our people at the grassroots to also benefit directly. That is when the revolution comes at. When the oil pours from the top, it comes to disseminate and everybody gets them. Beyond your vote is a revolution. Align now, we are number 3. Thank you so much.
Right. So that is Max Stan, number 3 on the ballot for the local Nugs presidency. If there are no more clarifications or questions for him, shall we give him a round of applause even as he takes his seat? Thank you very much, Stanley. Okay. It takes us to number 4 on the ballot. The only female contesting the local Nugs presidency portfolio. Barbara Inti Nkansa is her name, with a teaser Babi, and she's number 4 on the ballot. Shall we give her a round of applause even as she mounts the podium? Barbara, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Right, so you have 5 minutes to present your manifesto to us.
All right. Okay. Oh, something is happening here.
So Barbara Inti Nkansa is her name. She's contesting for the local Nugs presidency portfolio, Her teaser is Barbie, and she's number 4 on the ballot paper.
Hey, Freezy.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, the chair, for this opportunity. Good morning to you all. It's good afternoon. All right. Good afternoon to you all.
So whilst we wait for Barbara to read her manifesto to us, I just want to remind us that for the local Nugs presidency portfolio, we have 5 contestants. Starting off with Joshua Odum Texan, with a teaser Texan, who is number 1 on the ballot. Daniel Gomli, with a teaser Team Gomli, number 2 on the ballot. Stanley Ekosunkwa Akwa, with a teaser Max Stan, number 3 on the ballot. Barbara Inti Nkansa, who is the only female, with a teaser Barbie, number 4 on the ballot. And then Papa Kwesi Dechi, with a teaser K, and number 5 on the ballot. And these are the 5 candidates that we'll be listening to this afternoon. And for this, so now we shall listen to Barbara Inti Nkansa with a teaser Barbie, number 4 on the ballot, and she's contesting for the local Nugs presidency portfolio. Barbara, you are welcome.
Thank you very much,
Right.
Madam MC. The chair permits me to stand on the already established protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered in here, and I bring you warm felicitations from the Team Barbie fraternity. As we have gathered here today, we stand at the crossroad of a new era in our academic journey. An era embarked by hope, possibilities, and the promise of change. As your fellow student and a candidate for the local Nugs president, I am honored to stand before you here today to share my vision, my passion, and my commitment to creating a better future for our student community. I am in the person of Barbara Tinkasa, a final year student reading B.Ed Science, that is Bachelor of Education in Science, with biology major. With a teaser Barbie, aspiring for local Nugs president, number 4 on the ballot screen, and the only lady in the race for this portfolio. Fellow students, journey with me as I walk you through some of the salient, cut-edging, and human interest policies anchored on the tenets of our faith, strength, and capabilities that meet the current and the future needs of students of our noble university. First and foremost, I strongly believe in the motto of Nugs, which is to make education a right and not a privilege. And as someone who is a professional teacher, I deem academic policies very important. Hence, our academic policy of initiating a national scholarship program, which seeks to advocate for interest, funding, and accessibility to scholarship opportunities through the National Executive Council of Nugs, Get Fund, GNPC, and several other corporate institutions for students who risk dropping out of school and are in dire need of financial assistance for their education. Then again, the chair. It goes without saying that our world is marching into the 4th Industrial Revolution era. I am not ignorant of the current unemployment rates among Ghanaian youth and the university graduates. Therefore, a Barbie-led local Nugs administration will be intentional about promoting economic and entrepreneurship drive among students by creating a student entrepreneurship fund with funding from corporate bodies, government and non-government organizations, and various stakeholders of the university, which aims at supporting student-led setups and business ventures with seed monies and other assistance to make them grow in their entrepreneurship enterprises. We shall also provide training and mentorship programs for entrepreneurial students. In the same light, in collaboration with the local business and industries, we will advocate for part-time jobs and internship opportunities for students. Fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, It is a tried knowledge that reliable, accessible, and fast internet connectivity is the bedrock of our stay and study in the university, and we cannot trade this for anything. Being cognizant of this fundamental need of students, Barbie-led local Nugs Secretariat will advocate for a better and affordable internet connectivity, collaborating with the SRC and accessibility for students at every nook and cranny of the university. In doing so, we shall partner with various telecom companies and internet service providers to provide students with the discount internet packages to augment the already existing internet and bundle packages for students. In conclusion, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, come next week, 27th November. Here we go to the polls. Let's be firm in our conviction to choose performance over promises, action over works, experience over experiment, purpose over popularity, and vision over invisibility. It is I, Barbie, who tick all these boxes and has what it takes to lead our local Nugs Secretariat at this time in the history of our university. So come 27th November, let's all go out in our numbers to our various polling centers and cast our vote for Barbie. Let's endorse Barbie to be the next local Nugs president so that we can advocate through the national executives to address some challenges students are facing in our institution. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Yes, we are number 4.
We heard from Barbara in Teen Cancer contesting for the local Nugs presidency portfolio. Do we have any questions or clarifications on the manifesto that she just read? Right. So, Barbara, there are no questions or clarifications for you. Thank you for your time this afternoon. We shall move on to the next contestant, Papa Kwesi Dechi, with a Tvucc and number 5 on the ballot, contesting for the local Nugs presidency portfolio. Papa Kwesi Dechi, you are welcome.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, so you have 5 minutes to present your manifesto to us.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner, distinguished guest, colleagues aspirant, fellow student, all protocols duly observed. Good afternoon and thank you for having me here. My name is Papa Kwesi Dechi with the Tvucc, flag bearer of the Nyamenehine agenda and the level 400 students reading Bachelor of Laws, LLB. I am super delighted to acquaint myself as a fervent advocate of progress and a zealous proponent of positive change, hence the slogan, reforming our local Nugs. My distinguished listeners, I crave your indulgence to journey with me for the next 5 minutes as I take you through my feasible policies, emphasis supplied on feasible policies. To begin with, it is as a matter of glaring importance to remind dear electorate of the peculiar situations we find ourselves in as regard the elections and subsequent selection of SRC local Nugs executive for the 2024-2025 academic year. Due to the legal issues surrounding this very election, the dire effect, unfortunately, of this situation is that whomever gets elected into whatever office will be in office for only few months. Only few months. And it is thus of extreme relevance to revise policies to be feasible enough to meet the needs of students in these trying times. As your next local Nugs president, effective after Wednesday, I am committed to empowering students and significantly transforming our local Nugs and the University of Cape Coast as large. My vision is to create a student-centered environment that fosters academic excellence, personal growth, and social responsibility. To achieve this, I shall focus on enhancing student support and inclusivity, capacity building, and personal development, empowering students for success, improving student feedback and grievance mechanisms, and ensuring student safety. This is possible because K is capable. The first major policy I shall speak to is the establishment of the legal clinic. The K-led administration shall liaise with the SRC, the Office of the Dean of Students, and the UCC Legal Affairs Department to establish a legal clinic. This unique platform shall not only impact theoretical knowledge to students, but also to offer hands-on experience, enabling students to comprehend their rights, obligations in a practical setting. Through this policy, students would gain profound understanding of the intricacies of the legal system, gain insight into pertinent laws, and cultivate the habit of assertiveness to deal with legal issues where their rights and freedoms has been or is being contravened as a student of this noble institution and the appropriate offices to report to. Secondly, the ADS Kahon policy. The ADS is simply Association of Disabled Students. This policy will prioritize the needs of students with special needs by establishing a training program in handiwork skill set. The K-led administration shall liaise with the SRC, Vocation and Technical Department, the workshop at Science, all within the university to equip such individuals with skill sets such as shoemaking, beading, making of beauty products, braiding, and other skills. Additionally, through collaboration with the IT department, we shall train such interested students to acquire skills in both hardware and software components of the computer. This is what we call the 21st century drive. Additionally, I'll utilize the office of the dean, the office of the local Nugs to fast track their block request under Nugs and aim to break down barriers and promote understanding between individuals with and without disabilities. This proactive approach not only enhances their educational experience for students with disabilities, but also promotes diversity and equity. It recognizes that everyone has something to contribute and that diversity should be celebrated. Then again, it is possible because K is capable. Thirdly, through collaborations with the Misata Language Center, I shall promote language skill sets such as Chinese, French, and sign language to enhance student communication and career prospects through a comprehensive training program. I believe a language skill is a valuable asset that opens up a world of opportunities and benefit. Language proficiency not only enhances communication, but also broadens cultural understanding, facilitates easy travels, and improves cognitive abilities. Whether for personal enrichment, career advancement, or social connections, mastering a new language can significantly enrich one's life. Fourthly, to ensure a reduced electoral litigation affecting student elections, and this is very important, to reduce electoral litigation affecting student election, I shall strongly advocate for change in our electoral laws. I shall liaise with the SRC, Office of the Dean of Students, and UCC Legal Affairs to make a requirement or to ensure that there's going to be a review of aspirant requirements from just a minimum CGPA of 2.5 and introduce its equivalent. This simply yet effective policy aims to prevent litigants from running to the nearest court to inject elections whenever there is a candidate from a school or department that does not use the CGPA scoring system. Again, to equip students with essential skills for academic and professional success, I will collaborate with the SRC and relevant stakeholders to organize a Start Right conference for freshmen of the university. This auspicious conference will serve as a catalyst for freshmen to embark on a journey of professional growth. This event shall provide a platform for attendees to glean insight, forge a meaningful connection, and chart a course towards success. With plethora of keynote speakers and networking opportunities, freshmen shall be equipped with the knowledge and inspiration to kickstart their endeavors with vigor and purpose. The Start Right conference will be a transformative experience that ignites spark of ambition, sets the stage for a promising future filled with possibilities in the university. In continuation, I believe that student feedback and grievances are crucial in shaping the university experience. To address this, I shall create the first of its kind, a dedicated desk at the local Nugs Secretariat to respond to student complaints, critiques, input, and suggestions. This desk will ensure that student voices are heard, their concerns are addressed in a timely manner and effective manner by having a specific point of contact for addressing critics. The K-led administration shall demonstrate commitment to transparency, accountability, continuous improvement. This proactive approach fosters a culture of feedback, collaboration, and student engagement, ultimately enhancing overall experience for everyone. Finally, I will prioritize student safety and security by liaising with the SRC and relevant stakeholders to improve lightening and security posts within campus. This will ensure a safe learning environment for all students, and not only during examination period, where a 9-day wonder of a security is heightened. I believe that this initiative will empower students to thrive academically, personally, and professionally. I look forward to your massive endorsement to serve as your next local Nugs president. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner, distinguished guest, colleague aspirant, fellow student, all protocols duly observed. I say, we have given time enough time, and the time is now. I continue to throw myself at your feet humbly to solicit for your support, that come what 27th November 2024, in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, kindly vote K, number 5 on the ballot screen, for a reformation of our local Nugs, because K is capable, and not because we can scream the most. Thank you, and have a good afternoon.
He's number 5 on the ballot, and he says that vote for K. Any questions or clarifications? Okay, right. So shall we have you mount the podium? Let's know your name and your program, and then the question.
Okay, thank you. Madam, please, my name is Smart Wisdom. I'm in level 300, studying BSc Geography and Regional Planning. Please, madam, concerning the Emisata Language Center, when I came to level 100 second semester, I wanted to study Chinese. I paid 100 cedis. I bought books, and I started. That was second semester. Level 200, I paid 180. I bought books. Due to financial constraints, I couldn't continue on again. But he's saying that when it comes to power, we are going to have opportunity to that. I want to ask, is he going to pay the lecturers and give us free books? Because I know a lot of students who want to really, really study, but because of the payment and the buying of the book, which is expensive, preventing students from studying. So what is he going to do about that when he resumes office as the president?
Thank you very much. So just as I rightly mentioned, we believe that language skill, of course, is a valuable asset, and its importance cannot be overestimated. And so what we are going to do, we already said it's a very feasible policy. We liaise with the department. We have to ensure that we are going to enroll students at a fee. The truth of the matter is that every year we do note, as a matter of fact, that the local Nugs has some budgetary allocation. So instead of sitting on the budgetary allocation, we would liaise it with the department, ensure that the tuition for these students that are interested are paid for, and ensure that you get what you paid for, or what we paid for you, by ensuring that you are trained. So we will provide you with the right materials for you to learn by paying for those, or paying for those materials when you are enrolled. Thank you very much.
Any more questions or clarifications? Okay.
Okay. My name is Dennis Asamoah Adechi, studying Bachelor of Science in Economics. So, okay. My question is, I heard you are going to clear the backlog of debts and ensure students get their passport and birth certificate. So the question I'm asking you is, why do you care so much, since it wasn't you or your administration that didn't care?
Thank you very much. So I'm sure the Office of the Dean of Students is very much aware of the fact that some students among us did pay for passport and birth cert. We never received the passport, we never received the birth cert, and we never received our monies back. It is evident, it is very evident, the database is there. So what we are going to do is that, but for anything at all, within this 4 months, we would liaise with the right department or with the Office of the Dean of Students to ensure that this backlog of debt is cleared, i.e., if students want their passport, if they are still interested, we ensure they get it. If they want their birth cert, we ensure they get it. Or if they want their monies back, we also ensure and liaise with the right department to make sure they have it. Thank you.
A round of applause for him, even as he takes his seat. A better round of applause for him, even as he takes his seat. Shall we do it better for him for the last time? Okay. So that brings us to the SRC presidency portfolio. We have 4 candidates vying for that position. We have Benjamin Essien and Benedicta Opoku with the Teaser Benessian movement, Abraham Norman Norte, and Bridget Opoku with the Teaser Team Norman. We have Daniel Hineku Ofori and Chelsea Oshuru with the Teaser Team Stana, and then Apia Kubi Ohini and Joycelyn Albright with the Teaser Team Apia Kubi. I just want to remind us that for the SRC presidency portfolio, candidates equally have 5 minutes to present their manifesto to us. So shall we begin with Benjamin Essien and Benedicta Opoku with the Teaser Ben Essien movement, number 1 on the ballot, vying for the SRC portfolio. I would equally invite the remaining candidates . Yeah. So, can the remaining candidates also take their first row on my left? Can the remaining candidates also take their first row on my left? Thank you.
Prof. Chair, the Chair of the EC and EC members, colleague students, aspirants, I've never been passionate in my life on this campus in the past decade, that is 10 years, than I am today. That today I have the opportunity to address my colleague students, our commitment towards building an SRC that will be so much responsive to our needs as students. In the next 5 minutes, kindly take time, listen to us, and we would let you know what we have for you as the next SRC president by voting for us. I start by pleading on behalf of my vice presidential candidate, who is having an off-campus supervision at this time, so she couldn't make it here. But together, we are stronger than apartheid. To that student who is struggling with your hostel manager, I am here for you. To that student who has not been able to register for the semester because you don't have the full sum of your school fees, I'm here for you. To that student who goes to the lecture hall, the ventilation is so poor, you sit at the back, you can't see. The PA system is so poor. I believe that the SRC has a role to play. I'm here for you. To that student who has entrepreneurial knowledge and would want to learn more about entrepreneurship, we are here for you. To that student who resides around Ayensu and Kwapro and would want to use the lecture theaters that are very close, LWLT and NLT, but are closed at night, I'm here for you. To that student who is residing along Ayensu and would want to use the Satawale stretch, LWLT stretch to campus, but the place is not properly constructed, I'm here for you. To that student who would wait at the shuttle station and your phone will go off, I'm here for you. And to that student who will go to the university hospital, you'll be there for some time, you miss your lecture because the queue there is so long, I'm here for you. To that student who is struggling at the latter part of the semester, I'm here for you.
Audience, please.
To that student who is yet, and for the past 3 months, I've not received your 5 gigabytes of data, I'm here for you. Now, with our experience on campus, what we seek to do is that we are going to engage the rent control department to establish an independent body within the university setup to check our wholesale pricing, to check the relation between us as students and our wholesale managers, and to check the excess behavior of our wholesale managers. To that student who is here to register because you've not had full sum of your school fees, we are here to say that we are going to institutionalize the 50% payment of school fees policy. Where immediately you pay, you don't need to submit your name to any other body, but you can register as someone who has paid the full sum of your school fees. To that student who is at Kwapro and Amamoma, Ayensu, who would want to use the lecture facilities here at night, we are going to liaise so that NLT and LWLT would be open at all times to augment our study facilities on campus. To that student who sits as lecturer in the #1 university in West Africa and need to bring a fund to fund yourself in order to enjoy good ventilation, I'm here for you. I believe that the SRC is a partner in development. We pay for maintenance fee, we pay for facility user fee. What has been the use of this money? The SRC can collaborate with the university management to undertake a comprehensive renovation of our lecture theatres, where the ventilation will be so good, the table and chair will be properly fixed. And we are looking at CALC, LT, LLT, SRT, and CRT. To that student who goes to the university hospital, they give you a prescription. You need to get it from Hagen Pharmacy for free. You get to Hagen Pharmacy and they tell you the drug is not available. This is our answer. What we are saying is that we are going to break down monopoly power. We cannot entrust our healthcare needs to just one pharmacy. We shall engage other pharmacies to extend the MOU agreement. So when you get the prescription, you can go to any other pharmacy to get that drug for free. To that student who at the latter part of the semester finds it so difficult to feed yourself, we are saying Obiya Bedidi. The SRC will come to your aid with food stars. To that student who has been waiting for a data banner for the past 3 months and have not received it, what we are promising is that we are going to maintain the 5 gigabytes of data. Then at the first of the month, you get your 5 gigabytes of data. To that student, and all of us who have paid for ICT user fee but are not able to log into Wi-Fi services on campus, I'm here for you. I believe that the SRC can advocate strongly for value for the money that we've paid for. We are going to extend Wi-Fi connections in collaboration with the university management, and where the credentials to log in the portal will not be in the pocket of someone, will not be at the sole jurisdiction of someone, but it will be your credential that you use to log in your student portal and also to access your results and everything. To the visually impaired students and the physically challenged students, we are here for you. We would want to collaborate with the university management to get a section within the university hospital that is well resourced, so that when it's time for exams, our visually impaired students will not need to go to the library to use the Braille system, but they'll be with you in the lecture room to avoid unfounded segregation, so that they can use laptop to write the exam with you. We believe that there is an inclusivity in what we want to achieve. And this is our message to you. We would want to be the SRC president that even if you come for 3 days, we would have a mechanism that will solve our wholesale price increments and the bad relationship between our wholesale managers. We would want to be the SRC president that would even come, even within 3 months, that our students can pay 50% of their school fees and register for free. We would want to be the SRC president that will set the SRC as a partner in development to liaise with the university management to undertake comprehensive innovation of our lecture theatres. These are the commitments I've shared with you, and we remain resolute in our commitment, and we shall work in all extents to get all these that you said fixed. And this is the Benesi movement. We say we are stronger than apartheid because all of us are students with our voices and through strong advocacy and our experience here on campus, being part of the SRC executive committee for 2 consecutive times. We shall see to it that our students experience progress. We shall see to it that the University of Cape Coast would match up with our name as the #1 university in West Africa through the facilities that we have. This is our commitment to you. And that commitment is embedded in the Benesi movement. That commitment is embedded in voting #1 as your next SRC president come next Wednesday, 27th November 2024. This is our commitment to you. The name is Benesi. Thank you so much for listening to us. Our commitment for a progressive SRC. God bless you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we just heard from Ben Asian Movement contesting for the SRC President portfolio, #1 on the ballot. Do we have any questions, clarifications on the manifesto that he just spoke about? Any questions, clarifications? The floor is opened to any 3 students who would want to question him or seek clarification. Well, if there is none, then thank you very much, Ben, for your time this afternoon. We wish you all the best. Thank you very much. It takes us to the second candidate for the SRC presidency portfolio. The second candidate for the SRC presidency portfolio. Shall we give the second person the audience, please? Yeah. So Abraham, Norman, Norty, and Bridget Opoku. Team Norman. Vying for SRC presidency, number 2 on the ballots. Norman and Bridget, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So you have 5 minutes to present your manifesto. Let's hear you.
Yes, please. The chair, distinguished members of the EC,
shall we give them the
fellow
audience,
students,
please?
ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed.
We would want to listen to them, please.
We,
shall
Abraham
we
Norman Norty and Bridget Wahima Opoku, often Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery and Bachelor of Education Home Economics, respectfully, as SRC presidential candidates, stand before you this afternoon to present our manifesto, termed the public good. Our manifesto is built on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment, and progress. Our slogan, let's elevate UCC together, resonates with the policies we are here this afternoon to share with you. It cuts across all sectors of our institution, right from the lecture rooms to the various extracurricular activities. The first policy we'd like to share with you has to do with our Pomudin health policies. As SRC presidency, we are committed to supporting student health and well-being. Therefore, we present to you the 24/7 emergency transport services, which is going to be an additional support to our university health services, especially the ambulance sector. This is going to focus more on our students at the diaspora to ensure that in terms of emergency issues, they will also be attended to. The next item has to do with our free optometry care initiative. We believe that every student deserves to see their full potential. Therefore, we present to you the free optometry care. The third item has to do with the medication support. That is liaising with pharmacies to ensure that there's accessibility to medicine for students on campus. The fourth item has to do with nourishment for recovery. Right now, when every student is being admitted at the university hospital, they are being given 1 meal a day. But the SRC caring about our students and knowing very well that they are not able to afford their 2 meals a day whilst they are being hospitalized, we are saying we are going to commit some of our funds to ensure that we provide their 2 meals additional for them. The second policy has to do with our motto, which falls under our academic policies. The first item has to do with liaising with management to review our early morning lecture theaters from 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. The second item has to do with our Agenda 101, which has to do with renovation of our various lecture theaters, right from chairs and tables that are not in good shapes. The third item has to do with building of shuttle terminals at various strategic points on campus, especially at the Sandwich Lecture Theater. The next policy we would like to talk about has to do with our inclusive education for all. We will ensure that there is accessible transportation for our people with special needs to the various lecture theaters. Under our welfare policies, we will ensure that there is affordable shopping at SRC mid-semester market for students to be able to purchase items during the mid-semester.
Thank you so much for taking us through. I'm also taking us through the transportation policy, and as the president, we are committed to improving our campus experience by enhancing transportation. When, for example, you visit NLT or you go to the Sandwich Lecture Theater, you would notice that whenever it is even raining or it is sunny, students are not being transported to their various lecture halls or even their halls of affiliation. Hence, we aim at ensuring that we are going to partner with our yellow bus system, where we are going to introduce a card system that will allow them to be able to tap and join the bus. With regards to accommodation also, we are going to support our students in the diaspora by liaising with rent control so that they can be able to look at our hostel prices for us. We are also going to work hand in hand with the university management so that the already existing the SRC or our next project that the elsewhere administration started, we can be able to continue that. We are also going to ensure that with regards to sports and entertainment, we are going to have some campus activities that will ensure that students will be able to have some cultural practices, talent shows, sports competition, music concert, among others. With internet connectivity, as your SRC president advised, we are committed to enhancing your academic experience since within the university by providing a reliable internet accessibility. Hence, we are going to provide with every student 10 gigabyte package with 250 minutes call time for every student. We are also going to expand Wi-Fi to that of G Block and the Sandwich Lecture Theater. With regards to security, as your SRC president advised, we are committed to ensuring safety of our students. Hence, we are going to introduce a DSS number which has to do with Diaspora Security Support Number. This particular number will be designated to enable students that they could be able to reach out to the university security units anytime they find themselves in a challenging moment. We are also going to ensure that we enhance the Diaspora Security System which is already existing, where we are going to improve street lighting in our diaspora area. With regards to policy on governance, as your SRC president advised, we are committed to promoting transparency, accountability, and student engagement in governance. Hence, we are going to ensure that there is transparency and accountability with the audit committee of the SRC. With entrepreneurship, we are also going to ensure that we are committed to the empowering our students in terms of innovation and entrepreneurship. So we are going to partner with DHAB so that we can be able to provide mentorship, training programs, network opportunities for student entrepreneurs. We are also going to introduce an SRC multipurpose card, which will also link some of the essential things that we have, such as the e-switch card. We also link this particular card that will allow students to be able to get access to free sanitary pads. In terms of also accommodation, we are going to review the reset policy. We believe that in as much as the elsewhere administration has been able to review that particular policy, there is a lot that needs to be done. Currently, any student that do not meet the CGPA 1.0 means that that person has been dismissed or rusticated or sacked from the university. And any student that had failed more than 12 credit hours will be also sacked from the university. We believe that that should not be the stretch that we need to go. Hence, we are going to make sure that this particular 13 credit hour and more that students feel will have to do with departmental courses. And we are going to engage with the teaching and academic section of the university so that they can be able to help us with this particular policy. We believe that with these policies, we can be able to transform the good things of this university, and together, remember to vote for Team Norman. We are number 2 on the ballot screen. God bless you so much.
We just heard from Team Norman. Hello. Hello. Abraham Norman and Bridget Opoku, Team Norman. Shall we have just one program? Hello. Hello. Yeah, so I'm
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm tempted to ask. I'm tempted to ask. I don't want to be tempted to ask those of you up there, the one in the white Lacoste and my guy in the cloth, to move out so we can have our program. Right. So I even want to nominate the two of you, the one in the Lacoste and the one in the cloth. Can you be on your feet? Yeah. The one in the Lacoste and the one in the cloth. No, not you. Yeah, the two of you, yes. So let's make sure that when the other candidates are presenting, we give them the audience. When they are done, we can cheer them on. Okay, thank you. So Team Norman, we just heard from Team Norman. Any question, clarification on the manifesto they read? Okay, so you can come up the stage. Let's know your name once again, the program, and then the question.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Madam, please, my question is very simple. Okay, My name is Smart Wisdom, level 300 student studying BSc Geography and Regional Planning. Madam, please, my question is very so simple. I want to ask the 10 gigabyte. If you are saying you are bringing 10 gigabyte on board, we already know that the 5 gig, the school is spending a lot of money within that. And you are bringing 10 gig again. Meaning that our school fees is going to what? Be increased. Because right now, we can't even pay our school fees within the 5 gig. And you are telling me that you are bringing 10 gig, which I think is not reason because the school fees is going to be increased. So what at all are you going to do to bring in on 10 gig on board? Is not going to affect my school fees because actually I can't even pay my school fees. And my second question is, you are saying that when we go to lectures at SWT, when it's sunny, we can't get buses to our various places. I'm asking, from that place to maybe NLT, and I don't have money, I decide to walk. Are you going to provide that bus to my NLT free, or what are you going to do about it? Please emphasize on that. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your question. We really appreciate this particular question, and it's a very good one. We, as Team Norman, we are committed in ensuring that the internet connectivity is being improved on campus. That is why we are going to ensure that already existing 5 gig will be increased from 5 gig to 10 gig. The school fees will not be increased by virtue of doing so. Last academic year, every student is paying or was paying 165 Ghana cedis per year or per annum for the data bundle. But as we speak now, we are paying 200 cedis, which is currently under review with the Directorate of Finance and also for next year approval. So believing that this particular data package has increased, there is a need for students to be able to have value for money and the increment of our data bundle. We are much concerned about the internet connectivity. And these are not things which are being said which cannot be done. When you go to K University, for example, they are also experiencing the 10 gig, which the current administration has initiated. When you go to University of Health and Allied Sciences, when I was there as the SRC president, it was 3.5, subsequently increased to 5 gig, and today they are having 12 gig. So if other universities are doing so, it is also possible here in UCC for us to do it. Thank you. To your second question, Mr. Smart. What we are saying is that whenever a student attends lectures at the Sandwich Lecture Theatre, which is popularly known in the student domain as Shatawale, and it's even raining or sunny, and the bus gets there even empty, the bus will never pick you. So what we intend to do is that as of somewhere in January 2024, we started an unofficial engagement with the Yellow Transport System. And what they are going to introduce has to do with the digital card system, so that whenever you get there, you get opportunity to join the bus. And the purpose or the reason why they were not allowing students to join there is because there were no bus conductors or individuals there to take money from students whenever they want to board the bus. So by introducing the digital card system, it will allow any student at any point on campus, you just join by just tapping and you join the transportation tree, okay? Thank you so much.
Do we have more questions or clarifications for Team Norman? Shh. Any more questions or clarifications for them? Okay, if not, then thank you very much, Team Norman. Shall we clap for them even as they take their seats? Thank you. Thank you. The third on the ballot, Daniel Hineku Ofori and Chelsea Oshoro with the teaser team Stana. Also vying for the SRC president portfolio. Stana, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
You have 5 minutes to do your presentation.
All right.
Shall we give him the audience?
First and foremost, I would like to send an apology on behalf of my vice president Chelsea is a pharmacy student, level 500 pharmacy student, and they are currently taking their rotations across the length and breadth of the country. Thank you very much. I begin by saying happy birthday to my brother, Felix Nadariafe. May you be blessed. For us has never been about us. For ours is about you, the student body. In the wisdom of Hannah Pitkins, as she writes the representative letter, we believe that politics in this time and era is a contestation of ideas. Today, I present to you our ideas rooted in our firm belief and resolutions. It is you o'clock. Nothing about you without you. Colleague students, over the past few months, there has been a space filled with uncertainty, jitters, and above all, questions. That notwithstanding, we have been to your rooms, lecture theaters, to meet you at vantage points on campus with a single message, which is our vision for office for SRC presidency. It is you o'clock, nothing about you without you. We are saying that if anything is about you, the student body, you have to be involved. We are Team Stana, with your brother and friend, Daniel Hinekofori, as a standard bearer. I present to you today our pact with you. Under our pact with you, we will continue on all SRC projects, i.e. the SRC Hostel Annex, and also the Light Up Diaspora project. Also, we bring to you the work and study policy. We are of the firm belief that in an institution like this, it is important we have avenues where students who want to take them up can have on-campus paid job whilst they are studying. This policy seeks to provide skills development and valuable work experiences, focusing on creating on-campus paid jobs that will be involve supplementary activities and not result in the displacement of employees or to be used to fill vacancies intended for regular staff. On-campus paid job will be a wide range of activities, starting with the library support, the IT support, the university enterprises, as well as the University of Cape Coast farms. The duration of job placement shall be on a short-term basis, as well as a shift covering a minimum of a month or a semester, and that will be liable to renewability. Our pact with you comes with the research support scheme. We are the firm believe that it is not the duty or the wishful thinking of students to fill their courses while they take up these courses. But you and I can bear to the attestation of fact that circumstances do happen. When they happen, there should be a scheme where these people can rely on. Tim Sana is here presenting his ideas on research support scheme that under this scheme, we are going to have tailored academic counseling sessions, liaising with the university counseling unit that is tailored for academic support. We are also going to liaise with teaching assistants on campus to provide mop-up classes as well as provision of what? Study materials to aid students who are going to take their research. For our students, entrepreneurs, and business owners, we come to you with a mini trade fair and a made in UCC policy. Under this policy, a platform will be created to showcase creativity, development entrepreneurial skills, and potentially launch successful businesses. A mini trade fair will be organized twice a semester with invited industry guests to showcase the products of students and also to create a market of viability for such students. Under our pact with you, we have the Sanitary Pad Bank Initiative, which we have termed SPBI. It is an undeniable fact that the cost of sanitary pads has become inarguably expensive. Our SRC will be committed to creating a sanitary pad bank at our various JSRC infirmaries where ladies who need them can have access to them for free. And by extension, in the long-term viability, we are looking at creating an emergency bank at our respective washrooms so that people who mess themselves up in their classroom can have an immediate remedy for such cause. Colleague students, you and I know we have, as students of the University of Cape Coast, we owe it a duty to sustainable development goals. We are saying that under Goal 6, free water and sanitation for all, we are providing the sanitation drive policy. This policy is aimed at developing environmental consciousness and providing hands-on experience in sustainable practices. We are going to provide color-coded waste bins across campus and partner with environmental agencies that are into waste recycling. If you are incapacitated to recycle our waste, there are companies around at Shamo, at Takrade that are willing to get our waste for recycling. Our SRC will be committed to societal impact on the communities in and around the university. We are saying that owing to our rich human resource we have as students. I am a student optometrist in level 600. They are likely student medical people, which Tim Norman is part. Apia is an optometrist. Ben is a law student. We are saying that owing to our rich human resource we have on campus, we should have an impact in the communities in and around us. We are saying that we are going to initiate this policy that is going to tap from our resource capacity. We are going to organize outreaches and also workshops within these neighboring communities to provide them with acquisition or to provide them with education on pertinent issues, i.e. law, agric, business, financing, as well as health-related matters. For students who might have brilliant and viable business ideas, but are incapacitated in the acquisition of funds to start up such businesses, the SRC will care for them under our policy we call the 10K funded policy. We know that there's a customary course that we have, entrepreneurship course on campus. And in this course, students write business proposals. The question we keep asking ourselves is, what become of these proposals? Do they end at the grading system A, B, and C? Or we can do better. We are saying that we are going to have a 10K funded policy where these proposals that are being written by you and I are going to sampled with criteria from School of Business Entrepreneurship Department, and the viable ones are going to be funded, not just funded, they're also going to be monitored for a period of time to see the viability of such businesses. We are going to create jobs on campus, and it starts from 10K funded. For our giant step, we will first of all start with making sure that all students, and emphasis on all, we know that students are paying huge sums of money for the data package. From our last checks from the SRC, we realized that a whooping amount of 4 million Ghana cedis, 785,000, is the amount being pumped into our data package. You and I are paying, but the question is everyone enjoying from the package? We need to tackle from the roots before we get to the apex. So we are saying that we are going to make sure that every student is enrolled on that package, and not neglecting our international students. We are going to make sure that our international students are also part of the data package. We will advocate for the renovation of our lecture theater washroom, which you and I know they are in a bad state, to enhance academic learning. College students, an inclusive student front becomes a dynamic force capable for championing the interests of all students and effecting positive change within the academic institution as a whole. It is time for you to be part of It Is You O'Clock. Nothing about you without you. For we have given time some time, and we have taken cognizance of the fact that the time is now to make sure you are our SRC and the SRC is you. We are hopeful that you are going to make a discerning decision to give the mandate of leadership concerning this year's election to Tim Stanner, who is number 3 on the ballot screen. To you, we ask for your support so that unanimously we can all achieve this. Next week, Wednesday, which is on the 27th of November, we are saying It Is You O'Clock. Come along, let's rally behind the number 3 on the ballot screen. Let us meet at the polls where you exercise your franchise to give us the mandate to work for you, with you, and by you. On 27th of November, vote number 3. Vote Tim Stanner. Let the 3 count. Onyanko Pompe and Enukafo. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, the teaser is Tim Stanner, and he's number 3 on the ballot. We just heard him read his manifesto to us. Any question or clarifications? Questions, clarifications from any of us seated in the audience? Okay, right. So if there are no questions for him, then thank you very much, Tim Stanner. We wish you all the best, even as you campaign for the SRC portfolio. Shall we give it up to him?
Thank you very much for your time.
Even as he takes his seat. And now the last team for the SRC presidency portfolio, Apia Kubi Ohini and Joyce Lane Albright, with the teaser team Apia Kubi, number 4 on the ballot. Shall we clap for them even as they mount the podium? Okay, so you are welcome.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon, everyone. The chair, all protocols duly observed. I would first want to apologize for being in slippers on this August occasion. It's not my fault. I felt and I twisted my ankle. But I believe that this cannot deter us from championing the interests of the student. I always tell people that for Timapi Akubi, our convictions remains unchanged, our commitment to the cause remains unwavering, our vision remains unabated, and our message since the inception of this cause is unaltered and unadulterated. My name is Ahina Piakubi. I'm a level 600 Doctor of Optometry student, and I'm running for the position of the SRC president again. We are the preachers of the Obatampa policies. These are policies set out to address the challenges that we are facing. So I'd love to give it to my beautiful and awesome vice presidential candidate, Ms. Albright, to continue, and I'll step in when the need be.
Okay, thank you, the chair. The first policy I would like to talk about is the browsers app data policy. Our academic journey lies at the core of our growth and development. The browsers app data policy will allow students to have infinite access to internet connectivity to aid with their studies and research works. Sometimes I ask myself, after exhausting the 5 gigabytes, the monthly 5 data package, what next? Team Apiakubi is saying that we would allow students to be able to buy data packages at a more subsidized amount using a special USSD code. After that, we've had series of engagements with telecommunication networks like MTN, where they told us that we could implement this policy by. Okay, so Timapia Akubi is saying that students will be able to buy extra data at a more subsidized amount using a USSD code. We've had series of engagements with telecommunications network like the MTN, where students would be able to buy data packages for as low as 1 gigabyte for 3.1 or 3.2. Okay, so the next policy I would like to talk about is the Wunkwenhia policy under health. Timapia could be pride itself as the Obatampa, which translates as a good caring mother. And as a good caring mother, the health of your children cannot be left to chances. And this is why the Wunkwenhia policy will see to it that the health needs of students are attended to promptly upon their visit to the UCC hospital. Students could sometimes go to the hospital and wait for over 2 to 3 hours before they are being attended to. So what we are bringing on board to solve this is that we shall negotiate for a separate consulting room that will allow the medical needs of students to be met or served or attended to promptly. We would also collaborate with the hostel administration to identify various areas of improvements in facilities, equipment, and services that directly impact students' health care.
All right, I would like to talk about the hostel accreditation policy. The price of hostels on campus are very expensive and very exorbitant. Almost every year, most of these hostel prices charge exorbitant and astronomical figures. I believe that the SRC can come inside by providing accreditation to these various hostels. I remember last semester there was a communique released by the Office of the Public Relations of the University warning students about some hostels that they are not supposed to patronize. I believe this same thing can be done in the good repute to allow students get these hostels that are going to be partnered with the SRC, such that when level 100 students report and they are not able to get the opportunity to be in the various halls of residence, these people are going to be assigned and they are going to be the first points of call. They're also going to make sure we provide special hostel cards to the hostel that are going to be enrolled on this policy, such that we are going to identify them in case there is an opportunity for any watchdog to meet them in the night. They will be able to follow them and assist them and send them to their respective hostels. We're also going to make sure there are private busing systems that are going to take the people to the various lecture theaters and back. Now, to talk about security, I believe that security is a shared responsibility, and we should all take part in this. The SRC presidents have a very little role in playing to ensure that people are safe on campus. So there's going to be sensitization of the various students, and also going to make sure we set up watchdogs that is going to assist and also provide safety for students. We're also going to make sure that the police at the various university places are going to be lobbied, such that we are going to get more personnel to help us with safety on campus. In entrepreneurship, we are all privileged to be reading a university-wide compulsory course called Entrepreneurship and New Venture Creation under the auspices of CESED. So we are going to ensure that we collaborate with DHAB, CESED, and the SRC and bring up a business initiative that is going to allow people pitch up their ideas, such that individuals who will come out with very beautiful ideas are going to receive seed funding from the SRC. There are lots more policies, but we want to work in time. Timapia Akubi, we are number 4 on the ballot screen. The election is happening on the 27th of November 2024. You have to go to your various halls of residence and cast a vote. I know sometimes it's very difficult, but as Martin Luther King Jr. said on the 22nd of May 1963 at Washington, D.C., he said, our lives begin to end the moment we stay silent about the things that matters. I believe the election is a very wonderful part of our lives. Look at my leg right now, but I believe it's very important. You have to go to your various halls of residence. You cast a vote for Timapi Akubi. We are number 4 on the ballot screen. This election will give you the opportunity to exercise the franchise of electing leaders that we need. Thank you very much. And I'd like to request one thing from you. If you're going to your various halls of residence and hostels, please pray for me that I'll get a lot of strength to campaign. Thank you.
We just heard from Team Apia, could be number 4 on the ballot. Any questions or clarifications for them? Well, shall we give it up to them even as they take their seats? Thank you very much. A better round of applause for them even as they take their seats. So that brings us to the end of the reading of manifestos by all candidates vying for various positions for SRC local Nugs for the 2024-2025 academic year. Shall we give all of them a round of applause? And maybe a better one for ourselves for staying with us till this time. Before we move out of this auditorium, I'll kindly invite the Dean of Students, Professor Daniel Apak, to give us his closing remarks before we go.
Thank you, Registrar. Contestants, supporters, I want to say a big thank you for coming. Students have heard you. I am sure today's occasion will inform their decisions. I just have 1 or 2 comments on your presentations, then we can leave here. We've been sitting here for long. One thing ran through. I heard a number of the contestants mention entrepreneurship. Is that not so? And I think this is this vision on entrepreneurship aligns with our Vice Chancellor's ideas, mainly on employability of our students. My prayer is that whoever is chosen will not forget that you promised us that you will ensure, you will use your good office to ensure that we enhance the entrepreneurial skills of our students. You've given us different ways by which we can do this. But I think these are laudable ideas. I want to see leaders at various levels not spending thousands of Ghana cedis on, I will not say they are not important, on less important things. Sometimes, how much you people pay for your artist, vis-a-vis using such money to enhance the entrepreneurial employability skills of your colleagues, keeps some of us wondering. So I am happy, I am very thrilled that at least I had developing, supporting, enhancing entrepreneurial skills among students running through most of the presentations. That is something that we will, from where we sit, we will hold you accountable. We've taken note. Whoever comes into office, we will want you to actualize some of these lofty ideas so that at the end of the day, we can improve the employability skills of our students. These days, all of us are waiting for government. But we can have alternatives to where we can become employable. So I want to thank you once again. I've also taken notice of some of the promises you are making here. Some of them are far too far-fetched. I would advise that when you come to office, please remember what chairman said. You are not going to come into office to antagonize management. You are a partner. I heard phrases like aluta continua and all that. I don't know what alutas we are talking about. But remember, as student leaders, you are coming into office as partners to support management so that we can better the lives of our students. Let me let you know that we don't sleep as management when it comes to your welfare. So don't sit somewhere and think that as for management, we don't care. We care. And we will work with you. We pray that whoever students will decide to select, you will come into office with a mindset of supporting management so that we can make student life better. On this note, I want to thank my colleagues on the high table for spending the whole day with us here and for all who have come to make this manifesto reading a success. Thank you.
Having heard the closing remarks from the Dean of Students, it brings us to the end of the manifesto reading for today. We shall invite Ms. Esther Obin, I think I can see her up there, to give us the closing prayer to bring today's program to an end.
Please, we are praying. Can we all be on our feet, please? Our dear Lord Jesus, we thank you for this afternoon. We thank you for how far you've brought us, oh God. We thank you for the gift of life you've given to us, Lord. As we are well preparing for our elections, we pray for a peaceful elections, Lord Jesus. Whoever you've set to lead the student body, we pray that you will grant them victory, and at the end, we'll give praise and adoration unto your name. We soak management into your hands, Lord Jesus. Protect and preserve their lives, and that you guide us in all things we do. And at the end of it all, give praise and adoration unto your name. This and many more we've asked through your Son, Jesus Christ, have we prayed with thanksgiving. Amen.
Right, so from the Office of the Dean of Students, we want to thank all of you for your time this afternoon. My name is Mrs. Efia Enima Into, and I have been your moderator for this afternoon's program. Thank you.
Hello. Please, just a minute. Please, the SRC is having a program today at Auditorium 900 at exactly 2 p.m. So please, let us see you all.